Hello and welcome to How to Play Don't Find the Fox, game for one player. This game came to me from a YouTube short that I saw. It's a card selection game that involves 16 cards with an 18 card deck. You would take 2 of the cards out at the start, and essentially what you're trying to do is trying not to spell the word fox. The cards would be labeled an F, an O, or an X, and there will be 6 of them. Now with this game, you're going to use a 6-sided dice, which works just as well. The opposite ends will indicate what letter. If it's a 1 or a 6, you'll write an F. If it's a 2 or a 5, you'll write an O, and 3 and a 4, you'll write an X. We're going to go from left to right, top to bottom, and you cannot skip a box, you cannot skip a location. You must write the letter result in that very space. So there's no skipping, there's no choosing. You just have to hope that the dice that you roll or the card that you select is not the letter that you don't need. Now, if you spell the word forwards or backwards, it will not matter. The order doesn't matter. So if it's an XOF, you lose. If it's an FOX, you lose. And you also have to check the diagonals. So you'll be checking the top left to bottom right. If you have an FOX or an XOF, you've lost. And the same way with the top right to bottom left. If you have an FOX or XOF, you've also lost. Really simple concept. Now with the dice game, you need to tally the times a letter occurs so you don't overuse a letter, because there's going to be 6 of each letter available for this game. Once you've reached 6 letters of the same letter, 6 rolls of the same letter, whether it's the one side or the other, it doesn't matter, you will immediately discount that letter. Any further rolls that result in that letter will not count. You'll have to re-roll until you get a different outcome. And if you spell the word fox, the game is over. So far we're alive. We're going to roll again and see what happens. We'll tally up. We now have had 4 X's. We have had 3 F's and 2 O's. We now have rolled another O. So we're getting very close to a situation where in the diagonals we might spell the word fox, or the 3-letter combination XOF. Either one of them will destroy us. So right now, if we roll an F, we are out of the game. We roll a 4, that is an X, and we have a fox. That means we've lost. And when you lose, it's game over. The winning move, of course, is to get all 16 spaces filled with a letter and not go over 6 of the same letter in the game, and then you will have won the game. It is possible, and if you want to play with a deck of cards, you just need 18. Label 6 of the cards an F, label 6 of the cards an O, and label 6 of the cards an X. Then shuffle up the deck and take out 2 cards from the deck. Don't reveal their values so you're not cheating. And then let those cards down face down so that you can pick a card individually and write that letter down. Because we cannot pick the space that we want to put that letter in, we don't have any leeway, so this is just a complete game of chance. Now, of course, you could modify it and make it an easier game and do anything you want with it, because it is your game. You can play it however you like, but this is the way that the game is played online. And of course, in the description, if you don't want to actually set up this game either with a dice or a deck of cards, you can look in the description. There is a link to a website where this game has been automated. You can play by yourself. This is also good as far as the solitaire, that it's a competitive solitaire. You get 2 people with the same board, and they can play this game against each other. The first player to go out loses. That's one way to do it. Of course, you could double up the card deck. If you use a Maverick deck, you could then have a 36 card deck with 12 of each letter. You basically just make 2 decks, and both players shuffle up the decks and then discard 2 cards, and we do the same process, taking turns one at a time until somebody loses. That would be an interesting way to do this, I think. But however you want to do it, whether you play it online or you play it with the dice or you play it with the modified deck of cards, it's your game, and I hope you enjoy it. And let me know in the comments if you like this game, if you actually attempted it, because there we go, we've won. So yay! And like always, if you actually want to play a dice game in public against a stranger, also known as a friend that you haven't yet met, come to our subreddit Card Game Meetups and post your city and what public place in your city you would like to meet up for, what games that you might be willing to teach, learn, and play. Click on the show more for the link to Card Game Meetups, as well as a link to other video channels that I enjoy, and a link to a Discord channel where you can talk about dice games and domino games and card games all day, every day. It is a very fun place with very enthusiastic conversations, so do call your friends, let them know you'd like to roll some dice. They might say yes and they might say no, but you never know what they'll say, so do give them a call. Do like and subscribe and share these videos with other people you know love playing dice games or card games or whatever games, and do check out the community tab in YouTube. We might have some sort of poll being raised or some question being asked. And I want to thank today's musician, and I'll see all of you next video.